Happy New Year, Pisces! Happy 2015 with me, Lada from Astrolada. This is your January 2015 prediction, astrological overview of the month ahead. And you can check out what your ascendant sign is, because it's very important to check also your ascendant sign. If you want more specific prediction, because not everything for all Pisces, which means 12, every 12th person has to happen the same prediction. No, because people have different ascendant sign, they have different moon sign, and if you want more in-depth, more specific prediction, you have to check these few ascendant signs, sun sign, moon sign, and see where it takes you in the prediction, and mix this description and the explanation. And you can find out your ascendant sign and moon sign and degrees at my birth chart calculator at astrolada.com, for which I'm putting a link here. And you just have to go to the planetary detail table. But in order to know your ascendant sign, you need to know the exact time of your birth. Otherwise, it will not be correct. And also, I have some fantastic psychics and astrologers I've chosen from all over the world for you. I followed their work for years. I really respect those people. I guarantee for their professionalism. I've partnered with them. So if you need immediate answers to questions, you're welcome to contact those amazing psychics or astrologers. Astrologers always take much longer to respond. Psychics can answer you immediately on the spot, but I have some guest psychics as well that I've worked with over the years, and they consistently give brilliant results. But let's see what January has for you, the first month of 2015, Pisces. Well, this month starts with a bang, because Mars is coming into your sign from the middle of the month, from around the 13th of January. And Mars goes into your sign, Pisces, once every 2.5 years. So it's like a 2.5-year opportunity to get the energies of Mars, to be energized. Mars is the disciplinarian, the soldier, the one with a lot of enthusiasm. Mars is this fire energy which brings you so much excitement. So when it gets into your sign from the beginning, from the middle of January to around almost the end of February, for this 1.5 months, you can become much more initiative. You can become much more driven, much more courageous. You might have to be leading some fight. This can happen to you whether you want it to know, or if you want to be more assertive, this is the time for you to be. And you will be definitely more assertive. You'll come across more passionate. You'll come across more powerful. You'll come across more energized. For example, right now I'm having a Mars in my sign, in Aquarius, in the ascendant, and I even started up running. I even took up, exercise, because Mars is this energized planet, and I'm never the one to do this. I'm a couch potato, so Mars can definitely bring themes of more energy, more courage, more enthusiasm into you, but also physical stamina, physical energy, but also it can stress you a bit more, because Mars will bring into you to deal with matters which are Mars-like, which are fixing things. For example, the moment Mars crossed my ascendant a few days ago, there was a huge leak in my home. And Mars will bring a problem that has to be solved, immediate, urgent, unexpected problem. So now I have to, for a week, I had to be dealing with this leak all the time, so fixing something, dealing with, calling companies, insurances, and whatnot, and so Mars can also bring such kind of a sudden, unexpected accident, so to speak, that needs fixing, problems that you've been putting under the carpet, and they explode with immediate urgency. So you have to deal with certain things like that, either from the second part of January or maybe even February. You'll feel it, but you also have the resources to deal with that, because Mars makes you much more logical, much more on the ball. Let's fix this. Or if something needed fixing for a while and you knew about it, now when Mars gets into your sign, you are able to tackle on such problems head on. Your energy comes, your courage to deal with such unpleasant or such a bit threatening experiences as well, or or that require courage and require technical approach and logical approach and non-nonsense soldier-like ability to deal with it will come to you from the middle of January. But on the positive side, again, this definitely energizes you. This definitely gives you the courage. This definitely as well can bring more aggravation on you, especially if you have someone who is more inclined to raising high blood pressure. Mars can definitely rise the blood pressure in you. So you have to be careful. Maybe go for walks, exercise, find ways to let go and expulge, or what was it called? Like, disperse this energy from you. If you're not putting this energy for some productive projects where you have to put a lot of physical energy, a lot of focus of concentration and initiative, then you might just feel a bit more frustrated and angry. Or you might have to be fighting some battles with this energy. But this is a once in 2.5 years opportunity to see, to act, to be initiative, to be strong, to be soldier-like, to be more disciplined with yourself as well, like a soldier, like Mars is a soldier, like a general, to be the general initiating the events in your life. So it's very important for you from the middle of January and most of February to become more initiative. Don't expect things to be sorted on their own, but you will get the energy and the drive to sort these things out yourself, undaunted, like a Roman soldier. But this is one of the first things. And first, you might be a little bit more frustrated the first from around the 15th of January, because this is when Mars goes into your sign. At the same time, Saturn sends it a difficult aspect, so it feels a bit more frustrated. Your efforts require more hard work. You feel like there might be like a resistance or a wall on your actions and your initiatives, but this thing is quickly resolved, and it happens for around 2-3 days around the middle of January. So try not to get frustrated. Try not to, be too angry, because you might attract even some accidents that happen around you. And then around the 18th till 19th, 20th of January, Mars, in your sign again, in Pisces, joins your planet, Neptune. So again, it kind of energizes you because you're Neptune, but at the same time it might lead to some hidden activities, some underhanded activities that happen, because Neptune is a hidden planet, just like the sign Pisces is. So be careful that you don't get yourself involved in certain intrigues or in certain backbiting or certain dealings behind someone's back that can backfire on you. But otherwise, for any other more secretive activities, it's wonderful. And this is also when you resolve some of the tension of the days around the 14th, 15th, 16th of January, because Neptune helps relax this tense soldier, which is Mars. Helps it let go of some of the steam. And another important thing that is happening for you, Pisces, is that Mercury will be retrograde in your 12th house for January and February, 2 months again. And 12th house is the house of completions, endings. So Mercury is the planet of business, practical matters, arranging something. So I think that some business projects or some projects that you've been working on might be coming to an end or to a completion within the next couple of months. And they might need reviewing again over and over a bit, redoing a few times, but definitely you'll start seeing the results of some important business matters or practical matters or skills that you've been developing. You might start seeing the completion of such matters. 12th house is also the house of research. So those of you who are involved in maybe doing a PhD, a doctorate, or any job which requires research and sitting long hours and looking at things like I'm an astrologer, for example, and when I have a long transit of Mercury in my 12th house, it happened, I think, a couple of years ago, and this is a rare thing to have Mercury for so long in your 12th house. When this happened for me, I remember that I spent almost a month or two researching charts, studying basically any kind of activity which requires long hours dedicated, hidden away from others, in libraries or studying or reading. This is a good influence for that. I've seen people do some very productive work when they have Mercury retrograde in their 12th house, and if they work in laboratories, or if they do some kind of research, so it's a good time to do this type of in January and February, and you'll see the positive results of that starting from the end of February. And you gain a deeper understanding as well, because 12th house is the house of deep, almost intuitive understanding. And also, even if you're not doing any research, your intuition will deepen for the next 2 months. And it's much better for you to rely on your intuitive skills than on your rational mind. Because Mercury is the left brain, like the rational brain, the one that part of the brain, while the 12th house is the irrational, the intuitive, is it called the left or right, the one that uses intuition, that uses big patterns rather than looking at details. So your brain will not function as it normally functions right now for the next 2 months. And some of you, especially if you're more naturally more pragmatic and practical and left brain, like rational people, you might feel a little bit more confused, a little bit more lost, a little bit more missing details like that. So it is important to check and double check every work that you're doing so you don't make certain mistakes, so it doesn't backfire on you. But it's also very important to trust your intuition. And some of you might even have dreams that tell them what is best to do, or just certain premonitions. Trust these. These will deepen for you for the next couple of months. 12th house is also behind the scenes. So some of you might be doing some project or something behind the scenes. This is like when a person does research, doing it behind the scenes. But if you're doing something that requires you, that you do not want to be found out, basically some work, some preparations for something, then doing it behind the scenes, you're guaranteed now with Mercury in the 12th house that it will kind of go okay, it will not be found out. Depends if it's something good or bad, but still you won't be found out. And 12th house is also the house of secrets, and Mercury is information. So within the next month and a half, January and part of February, you might find out certain information and certain secrets that you did not know, which can change your mind about something or someone. So watch what is happening, watch what information comes to you, because it can be very determining about certain friendships and relationships of yours. So certain information that's been not revealed before will come to the surface for sure, and that will change the direction of, of certain plans for you. At the same time, 12th house rules faraway places, faraway travel to faraway places as well. So if you have some business to arrange there, or you can be arranging certain matters to do with faraway travel, this is an auspicious influence for the next 2 months. If you're going to be going to another continent or traveling for a while somewhere, Mercury in the 12th house will make sure that, things are running okay there. So yeah, this is what it's mostly for. And also you might have some hidden support or some hidden communications, and even someone from the past might come and contact you, and this will stay hidden though in some way because it's in your 12th house. This kind of reconnection with someone from the past, or certain communications or information that you're exchanging, they're hidden, they're behind the scenes, they're not proclaimed officially. And it might be even some affairs that sometimes people can get involved with, because Venus, the planet of love, now in January will be in your 12th house. Not that I'm saying all Pisces will get into affairs, but it's just there is inclination to do something more hidden, more private, and to reassess, because 12th house is the house of endings and conclusions, and this is when we reassess some important relationships. Before Venus comes into your sign in Pisces, and you decide to take new direction in certain relationship and to keep what is worth keeping and what is not worth keeping. So now you'll be like more observing and reassessing and rethinking. Another important thing is that those of you who are born at the beginning of Pisces, basically the first 3-4 days of Pisces, this would mean, what would it mean? Maybe those of you who are born on the 17th, 18th, 19th, 20th, 21st, 22nd, from 0 to 4 degrees. Basically, if you have your ascendant or your moon from 0 to 4 degrees in Pisces, or you're born in the first 4 or 5 days of Pisces, the February born Pisceans, they will have Saturn transit. And the Saturn transit will be very intense in January, maybe February you'll feel it as well for a while. And basically it only finishes next autumn, basically towards October, around that time, October 2015. So you're starting a process of maturation now. You're starting a process of some testing from the universe, but testing only to see if you're dedicated to certain project, relationship, person, or something, and goal of yours. And if you're not dedicated enough, you will not put the necessary effort which Saturn requires, because Saturn will bring extra responsibilities, extra pressures from a work, from a relationship, or from something, depends on your exact horoscope. And if you're not satisfied there and your heart is not fully there in the job, project, or whatever relationship, you will remove this from your life, or it will be taken away from you if you cannot keep up with your responsibilities, extras there. Maybe the job will be taken away and someone else will take a new one. But whatever you lose while Saturn is around, it's for good, because it's not really where your heart is. It's something that you have to let go of. It's extra dead weight. But at the same time, if you have real love for something, or is it a relationship, is it a goal, is it a purpose, is it a dream of yours, then Saturn definitely brings you extra pressures. You yourself might be the one that takes on extra responsibilities and pressure starting from January. And you can bring this thing to the next level. But for 1 year, you really have to work very hard at it. It doesn't feel like much fun. But at the end, when this process finishes, you've perfected it, you've deepened it, you've made it more solid, more stable. So this is what I see for you, those of you who have Pisces Sun or Ascendant or Moon. Thank you very much, and I'm looking forward to hearing from you and hearing your stories.